The most important decision you make all day happens before you get out of bed. You open your eyes, the light creeps into the room, and before your feet touch the ground, your hand reaches for the phone. Maybe it starts with a quick glance at the time, then a notification, then a text, then the social media scroll begins, then emails, then thoughts of everything you have to do today. Within 5 minutes of waking, your nervous system is hijacked. You've gone from peace to pressure before even standing up. What you do in the first 5 minutes of your morning is not a small thing. It is a spiritual fork in the road, a chance to either align with the Tao or get swept into the chaos of the world before you've even taken a breath of stillness. The Tao Te Ching, chapter 37. The way is always uncontrived, yet there's nothing it doesn't do. If lords and monarchs could keep to it, all beings would evolve spontaneously. When they have evolved and want to act, I would stabilize them with nameless simplicity. Even nameless simplicity would not be wanted. By not wanting, there is calm, and the world will straighten itself. In chapter 37, Laozi writes, "The way is always uncontrived, yet there's nothing it doesn't do. If lords and monarchs could keep to it, all beings would evolve spontaneously." This isn't just philosophy. It's a roadmap for how to allow your life to align effortlessly by choosing not to interfere with the natural order, especially in the moments when you're most impressionable, the first few minutes of your day. Let's talk about how mastering your mornings can reconnect you to the Tao and change the trajectory of your entire life. The Tao is uncontrived, but you must choose it. Laozi says, "The way is always uncontrived," meaning it doesn't force, strive, or manipulate. And yet, there is nothing it doesn't do. That line is paradoxical and powerful. It tells us that the greatest creative force in the universe doesn't push. It allows. It lets things evolve naturally, without friction. That's the Tao. And the human being aligned with the Tao doesn't need to rush to action either. They can influence the world by first cultivating their own stillness. But in modern life, especially first thing in the morning, we rarely do that. Instead of letting the day rise within us like the sun, calm, quiet, radiant, we grab for our phones. We plug into someone else's urgency. The mind spirals, the nervous system tenses, and before breakfast, we've lost the sacred pulse of the Tao. If you want to reclaim it, it begins with a single, courageous choice. Don't grab the phone. Grab the silence. Why mornings are so spiritually potent. There's a reason monks, sages, martial artists, and masters throughout history have emphasized the morning as sacred. Physiologically, your brain operates at slower alpha and theta waves shortly after waking. These are the same states associated with deep meditation, visualization, and inner healing. Spiritually, the world is quiet. The veil between your inner world and the Tao is thin. You haven't yet hardened into the persona you wear throughout the day. This is when your real self is most accessible. But if you reach for stimulation, screens, scrolls, news, tasks, before touching that stillness, it's like throwing a rock into still water before you can drink from it. There's a Chinese saying, "Drink water from the stillest part of the stream." Your morning mind is that still water. Drink from it before the ripples start. Let me tell you a story from the Himalayas. There's a village where, for centuries, one person was entrusted with a sacred job, the firekeeper. Every night before the village slept, they would extinguish their flames, and every morning before dawn, the firekeeper would walk to the central temple, light the sacred flame, and carry it, still cupped in hand, from home to home. No one started their day without the firekeeper's flame. It wasn't just tradition. It was a reminder that true light begins in the center, not from electricity, not from impulse, but from ritual, from the discipline of stillness. In our modern world, you must become the firekeeper. Your breath is your flame. Your morning silence is the temple. Your intention is the light you carry into the world. The Tao won't force you to choose this, but it's always there, inviting you to begin the day aligned with it. What happens when you stop scrolling first? When you stop checking your phone first thing in the morning, a few things happen, quietly, powerfully. One, you reclaim your nervous system. Your cortisol doesn't spike from drama, email, or notifications. Instead, your body awakens gradually in rhythm with breath and presence. Two, you hear your own thoughts again, not the noise of the world, but your own intuition. You remember what matters before the world tells you what's urgent. Three, you stabilize your emotional baseline. Instead of being tossed around by comparison, stimulation, or reactivity, you ground yourself in awareness. You become an observer of life rather than a reactor to it. Four, you rewire the mind for peace, not pressure. This creates momentum. The Tao says, when beings have evolved and want to act, I would stabilize them with nameless simplicity. Morning stillness becomes that simplicity. It becomes the compass for your day. Design a morning ritual that aligns with the Tao. So how do we translate this into practice? Start here and keep it simple as the Tao would want. Guard the first 15 minutes at a minimum. No phone, no screens, no stimulation. Place your phone out of reach when you sleep. Buy a simple analog alarm clock if needed. When you wake up to yourself, not the world. Step 2, breathe and arrive. Sit on the edge of your bed, feet on the ground. Close your eyes. Take 5 long, soft breaths. Feel the breath enter. Feel it leave. That's it. Let this be your daily reset. Let the Tao flow into you with every inhale and out with every exhale. Step 3, ask one question. What energy do I want to carry into the world today? You don't need to answer immediately. Let the question simmer. Carry it into your morning movement or meditation. When you walk with a question instead of a to-do list, the Tao walks with you. Let the world straighten itself. The Tao Te Ching says, by not wanting, there is calm, and the world will straighten itself. This is profound. Laozi isn't saying the world will be perfect if you meditate. He's saying your relationship to the world transforms when you stop grabbing, pushing, needing, scrolling, striving, especially in your first waking moments. You become like a tree planted deep in the earth. Storms may come, but you're not yanked out of yourself every morning. And that calm you cultivate, it spreads to your children, to your partner, to your students, to your community, just by choosing stillness over scrolling, presence over pressure, ritual over reaction. Become the firekeeper of your morning every day. You have a chance to begin again, to align yourself with something ancient and vast and uncontrived. The Tao doesn't shout, it whispers, it waits, and it will meet you in the silence. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, ask yourself, am I grabbing the world or meeting the Tao? Become the firekeeper. Sit, breathe. Let the world wait for you, not the other way around. The 7-day Morning Tao Challenge. For the next 7 days, try this. No phone for the first 15 minutes after waking. Sit quietly. Breathe deeply. Ask one question. What energy will I bring into the world today? Keep a small notebook beside your bed to reflect, not to plan, but to observe. Watch what changes. You may just find that everything you were chasing begins to arrive on its own. Because as Laozi says, the Tao does nothing, yet leaves nothing undone.